How do you keep an elephant from running away? You tie it to a string. Now that kind of sounds dumb. How could a tiny string hold an animal that's almost as big as my ex's fear of commitment? It is impossible, but it actually is true. And here's how. When elephants are babies, they're tied to a thin rope attached to a small stake in the ground. The rope is strong enough to hold them at that point. Whenever they try to break free, they fail and eventually they stop trying. As they grow older, they stay conditioned to believe that the rope is stronger than they are, and they don't even try anymore. They're not trapped by the rope, they're trapped by the belief. Limiting beliefs can hold us back from experiencing freedom, but what if I told you that I solved my phone addiction not by overcoming a limiting belief, but by creating one? As humans, we all have limiting beliefs. I used to think that I was too ugly to be on camera. And did that stop me? Nope, I did it anyway. And over the years, I learned to see myself the way other people see me. Fucking gorgeous. You can push through a limiting belief and reach the other side, which usually is self-acceptance. But to fix my screen time problem, I did the opposite. I accidentally created a limiting belief that I actually want to keep because it protects me from something harmful. Now, to help with that, I used an app called Opal. This video is not sponsored by them. In 2023, I went through a period where I was painfully aware that I was spending between 6 and 8 hours on my phone. That's a full-time job where I get paid with anxiety, brain fog, and, neck pain. I tried turning off notifications, deleting apps, I put my phone in another room, I prayed to Beyonce, nothing worked. Or rather, I didn't allow anything to work because I don't have discipline. That's when I found Opal, an app blocker. Now, this is not just any app blocker. It has a deep focus mode, which is the key to cutting down screen time. I'll explain what that is in a second. I'll let you know upfront, Opal is expensive. However, you don't have to have the paid version. There's a free version that works just as well, and it's actually the tool I use now to help keep my screen time down. This version is just like any other app blocker. It works if you let it work. That is, if you don't cancel the block or just delete the app, which is something you can't do when you use the deep focus mode, which is only available in the paid version. They're smart. Now, in Opal's deep focus mode, once you set a block, there is no going back, baby. You cannot pause it, you cannot delete it, you cannot do anything. I haven't come across any other app that is this militant and strict. If you know about any, please drop it in the comments. Maybe we can find a cheaper solution because Opal costs $99 for a year. You can pay for a week or a month, but getting a year makes sense. For me, financially, 2023 was not great, but I knew I wouldn't be able to change that by spending over 30 hours a week on my phone. So I got the paid version. Yes, I spent $100 on an app. And for an entire year, I tied myself to Opal's rope, or I used Opal as a rope to tie myself. Kinky. I set up schedules that would prevent me from doom scrolling at night. I set up app limits that would stop me from wasting time on dating apps. Anytime I tried to check Instagram, Opal would give me a slap on the wrist. The frustration of not being able to cancel the block made me painfully aware that this had kind of become an addiction. And I was experiencing withdrawal. That wasn't fun. But over time, something amazing happened. My brain started to rewire. The more Opal stopped me, the less I tried. Just like the baby elephant.
Did you just call me fat?
Yes. Slowly, the urge to doom scroll faded. My brain started adapting to this new normal. A life where checking Instagram every 6 minutes was not a part of my day. I got so many hours back, and I can prove it. All the videos on my YouTube channel, that's where the time went. And here's my actual screen time this week. Roughly 3 hours, mostly from playing podcasts and using my gym app. Instagram is way down the list. Now here's where the miracle happened. When I paid for the Opal subscription, I of course canceled it right away so that it wouldn't auto-renew after a year. A year later, when that subscription expired, the app automatically switched to the free version. But it took me about 3 weeks to notice. I had been using the free plan for almost a month without the deep focus mode, which means that I could have canceled the block anytime, but I didn't because I wasn't even trying. So Opal had become the tiny string holding me back because I believed it could. And all it took was 1 year and 99 euros. And that's it, because I didn't renew the subscription. I don't need the deep focus mode anymore because I got used to the restriction. I don't need to pay for it anymore. You can train yourself out of your phone addiction using just the free version, but you'll need a lot of self-discipline. If you have a job, for example, you'd be getting over 20 hours back, which you can use to rest, to be social, and to do the things that actually nourish you, like binging all the videos on my channel and then subscribing. You can try the paid version of Opal for free for a week. There is a referral link in the description. Again, this video is not sponsored. Learning to manage my phone addiction also has helped me with day-to-day focus. And one other thing that helps me with that is Magic Mind, which I started taking a couple of weeks ago. It's a small green shot packed with nootropics, adaptogens, and vitamins. It boosts mood, motivation, and focus, while also helping reduce anxiety and stress. It's not a coffee replacement, but you can take it with coffee. If you want to try Magic Mind, you can get a discount with my code, and it's also in the description. Now, get off your phone. Shoot, go.